So, hi, we are in middle of Torah Yud Zayin in Likutei Moharan, called VaYehi Hem Merikim. And this Torah is teaching us about how we receive the aspects, the connection to Hashem through love and through fear. Loving and fearing Hashem are the two pillars of all of Yiddishkeit, all of Torah and mitzvot, and the two pillars and the two most important energies in the relationship between us and Hashem that connect us to Hashem, kind of like the spiritual or the energetic glue. What glues us to Hashem is the fear and the love of Hashem, and it's a balance of the two. A combination of these two energies, these two experiences of Hashem through love and through fear in a combined way, love and fear together, that glues us and connects us to Hashem and includes us in Hashem's light. And it's also, as we spoke about, it's also what lifts up all of our Torah and mitzvot. And so it's very important to figure out, to understand, and to learn how we can develop our love and our fear of Hashem in the combination of the two. And so that's what this Torah is coming to explain to us. And Rabbi Nachman says that we can receive these two experiences through the Tzaddik. The Tzaddik is the one that reveals the energy, the experience of Hashem through love and the experience of Hashem through fear. And we're going to see exactly how we receive it from the Tzaddik. But first we have to understand, how does the Tzaddik reveal it? And so Rabbi Nachman says that the Tzaddik is constantly seeking and searching to reveal and to bring to the surface of awareness the purpose that Hashem had in creating the world and creating the universe, the purpose and the intention that Hashem has in general for creating everything that He creates, for creating everything that He created, and the purpose and the intention that Hashem has for every specific detail within the universe and within the world, every part in the world, every person, every place, everything, every experience, every moment in time, every animal, every species, every part of every animal, every individual, and every detail in general and specifically, it has a purpose for which why Hashem created that thing in the world. And that purpose is complementing the general purpose that Hashem had. It's included in the general purpose that Hashem had for creating everything, the general intention, but there is a specific intention, a specific purpose for every individual point and every part. And the Tzaddik is constantly seeking to reveal that. And how does he do that? How does he reveal it? He reveals it by, at the same time, revealing and bringing to the surface of awareness the pride that Hashem has in the Jewish people in general, and the pride that Hashem has with each individual among us. Not just the fact that we are created, each one of us individually, there's a specific purpose and a pride and a pleasure and a pleasantness, an enjoyment and a happiness that we bring to Hashem, but in every moment of our existence, and in every moment of our existence, every part of us, okay, every movement, we move our hand a certain way, we move our head a certain way, we walk a certain way, we talk a certain way, we think a certain way. Every detail, every specific detail is bringing a certain pride to Hashem. And Rabbi Nachman says it doesn't matter if the person is Shomer Torah mitzvot, if a person is practicing Torah and mitzvot, if a person is a saint, if a person is a tzaddik, if he's righteous and he's following everything perfectly. He says even if a person is a sinner, even if a Jewish person is the greatest sinner from the whole nation, he's still called in the Gemara a Jewish sinner, Poshei Yisrael. And that implies that he is still called Yisrael. If he's called Poshei Yisrael, a Jewish sinner, it means that it implies that he's still called a Jew. And as long as he has the name Yisrael upon him, then he is included in what the pasuk says, Yisrael asher b'cha et pa'ar. Yisrael, in whom I take pride. And because the whole aspect, the name of Yisrael and the identity of Yisrael is that Hashem takes pride in us, not just in general, but in each individual, and not just in each individual throughout our whole life, but in every moment of our life, every moment of our existence, every detail of us in each and every moment. And so when the tzaddik seeks to reveal that, and he finds that, and he reveals it, he brings it to awareness, he brings his attention to it, and so that is causing a revelation of that. And that, says Rabbi Nachman, that pride that Hashem has with each one of us is the purpose why Hashem created the world. As the Gemara says, and as the Medrash and the Zohar say, that when Hashem created the world, Hashem looked ahead. Hashem is beyond time and space, and so he looked ahead into the tremendous pride that he will receive from the Jewish people and from each individual in Jewish people. And for that pride and for that pleasure and that enjoyment and that happiness, that was the intention. That was the purpose why he created everything. And so when the tzaddik reveals that, he is revealing the purpose that Hashem has in creating everything. And when the tzaddik reveals the purpose that Hashem has in creating everything, so then Rabbi Nachman compares it to the birthday of the king and the birthday of the kingship of the king. So the birthday of the king is the day that the king was born, and the day of his coronation is the day that his kingship came into effect. And so many times a king is born with his kingship. Sometimes a king is born, and from the day that he is born, he is miyuad. He is known that this is going to be the king, and so his kingship is born on the same day. But the important point is that on the day of the coronation of the king, which is the day that his kingship comes into effect, the birthday of his kingship, on that day, the kingship of the king is revealed tremendously. Why? Because that's the day that his kingship is celebrated. The king wears special clothing, and everybody praises the king, and everybody honors him and respects him, and everybody acts towards the king how you should be acting towards a king in the most revealed way, because that's when it's celebrated. So the king is not on that day living in some chamber in his palace. On that day, his kingship is celebrated in front of all his subjects, in front of the whole kingdom. Okay, and so on that day, there is a revelation of the kingship of the king. And on that day, when the revelation of the kingship of the king is revealed, so then we feel a certain awe of the king. So there's a certain awe of the king that's revealed through that. And Rabbi Nachman said that when the aspect of pride, what's called tiferet, the sphere of tiferet, hitpa'arut, is revealed, so then there's an experiencing of awe. And so the pride of the king is revealed on the day of his kingship. The pride of his kingship is revealed on that day when it's celebrated, on the day of his coronation. And so when that's revealed, and it's seen by everyone with their own eyes, it's not just some sort of intellectual knowing that they have, it's something that they feel and they can experience and they can see it with their own eyes. It's in front of them. And seeing is much greater than just something that you know about intellectually. It's a direct experience. And so they're directly experiencing the royalty of the king. They're directly experiencing the pride of his kingship. And that causes awe to fall upon everyone. Everyone feels the awe of what it means to be in front of a king, in front of such a great king, and in front of the greatness of this king. And so that's why we see also by the tefillin, tefillin is called the pe'er, which is the pride. It's the revelation of pride, that we pride ourselves with Hashem. And Hashem also wears tefillin, as the Gemara says. And in Hashem's tefillin, it speaks of the pride that he prides himself with Am Yisrael. And that's called pe'ercha chavush alecha. Your pride is is upon you. And when that happens, when the pride, the pe'er is upon us, it is said, the pasuk, Ve'ra'u kol amei ha'aretz ki shem Hashem nikra alecha v'yare'u mimeka. And all the nations of the world will see that the name of Hashem is upon you, and they will fear you, they will be in awe of you. And that's the aspect of Oz. Rabbi Nachman called it Oz. Oz is might. The minayin she tefillin hem Oz le'Yisrael, as the Gemara says. How do you know that the tefillin is the might and the power of Am Yisrael? This aspect of Oz, of might, is the awe that falls upon all the nations when the tefillin, the name of Hashem, is upon us. And so in the same way, when the tzaddik reveals the pride of Hashem, so then there is this awe that's revealed. And so when this pride is revealed and the awe is revealed, there's some other aspect that is revealed at the same time. So we're speaking of Tiferet. And the Tiferet is, we know, there's the sphere of Chesed on the right side, there's the sphere of Gevura on the left side, and there's the sphere of Tiferet in the middle. And the sphere of Tiferet is this pride that we spoke about, and it's connected to the aspect of fear, which is Gevura. Gevura on the left side of the Tiferet is the Yira. Gevura is just the energy of fear and awe. And so when the Tiferet is revealed, the Yira on the left side is revealed at the same time. It's connected. And at the same time, now Rabbi Nachman is adding to that formula, and he's telling us that also the love aspect, the chesed is also the sphere of love, is revealed at the same time, and that's on the right side of the Tiferet. So when the Tiferet is revealed, and the Tiferet is always known and explained to be a combination of Yira and Ahava, right? The right and the left are combined to cause the midah of Tiferet, which is also rachamim, which is also compassion. So as the Ramchal calls it chadar, he makes a Rashi Tevot. He says chesed din rachamim. Chesed on the right side, din on the left side, and rachamim in the middle. Chesed is love, din is judgment, which is fear and awe, and rachamim is the combination of the two. So when the tzaddik reveals the tiferet, the pride of the king, the pride of Hashem, at the same time we said the yiras, the awe is revealed, and at the same time the ahava is revealed. But how do we understand experientially? How can we understand that the ahava is revealed? And so that's what he comes to explain here. VaYehi התגלות ההתפארות שזה בחינת התגלות היראה, על ידי זה נתגלה הרצון שזה בחינת אהבה. When the pride is revealed, which is the revelation of fear and awe, at the same time there is this will, okay, the revelation of will. Ratzon is usually translated as will, but it means much more than will. It means agreement. It means that you're in agreement with, that you are not just in acceptance with. Agreeing can also sometimes mean that you are agreeing against your will. But what Ratzon really means is that you are in complete happiness and in alignment with your will, meaning that everything that is happening is in alignment with your will. It's in agreement with your will, with your desire, with your intention. That's what Ratzon is. And so Ratzon is an aspect of Ahava. It's an aspect of love, meaning that everything that is in front of you, that you are feeling love towards, you're feeling love towards it because it's in alignment with your will. You are in agreement with it. It's in agreement with your intentions, with who you are. It's one with who you are and what your intentions are. That's why Ahava is also the gematria, numerical value of echad, of one. So it's in harmony with your intention, with your desire, with your will. It's an agreement and in harmony with who you are. That's what Ratzon is. And so Ratzon is this aspect of Ahava. So now Rabbi Nachman is going to connect to us experientially. How does this happen? The Ahava aspect, the Ratzon, the will, is revealed when the Tiferet, when the pride is revealed. So just before we get to that, I'm going to complicate something right now, just in order to make it clearer afterwards. What am I going to complicate? Up until now, I'm explaining that when the Tiferet is revealed, you have the Yira on the left side and the Ahava on the right side, the fear and the love that are revealed as well, because the Tiferet combines both of them. Now, there is a deeper way of seeing how this works, how this formula works. And that is that right now I'm explaining to you the right side, the left side, and the middle of the Sfirot. You take the 10 Sfirot, you have the right column is the Sfirot of Chesed, of love, energy, what's called Kav Yamin. You have and those are the Sfirot of Chachma, Chesed, Netzach. The left column are the Sfirot of judgment, constricted energy, the Sfirot of Bina, Gvura, and Hod, Kav Small. And in the middle, you have the Kav Harachamim, the Kav of compassion, which is a combination of the two kavim and the two pillars, and it's the spirit of Da, Tiferet, Yesod, and Malchut. And so I said that I explained up until now that when the Tiferet in the middle is revealed, so the left sphere of Yira, fear, and also the right sphere of Ahava, of Chesed, is revealed at the same time. But there's another way of seeing it. Now, if you take all the 10 Sfirot and you see them, the middle of the 10 Sfirot horizontally is the Tiferet, and you have the Chesed horizontally, right? Yeah, on the right side, Chesed on the right side, and the Yira, the Gvura on the left side. But now, if you flip it vertically, and you look at the 10 Sfirot vertically, the middle point is also Tiferet. And the end point on the left side, okay, because now you're looking at them vertically. So if you're looking at them vertically, the end of it on the left side is Malchut, and on the right side, the highest one is the Keter. Correct? Does that make sense? You see how that works? Okay. So in seeing it this way, when the Tiferet in the middle is revealed, at the same time the Malchut is the we explained in the previous Torahs many times. Malchut is the experience of Yira, of fear, is revealed. And then at the same time, the right side, which is the Keter, is revealed, and the Keter is the aspect of Ratzon. And so this fits in beautifully with the way Rabbi Nachman calls it, Ratzon and Ahava, because it's also Ratzon and it's also the source of all love. There's unconditional love in the place of Keter. There's no limitations to the love of Hashem that's revealed in the place of Keter. And so this is a deeper way of seeing the formula that Rabbi Nachman is presenting us in this Torah. It's going to help us later on. But this is a very, very important understanding. And it's good to have this understanding and also the other understanding of the Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet in the middle. And so when the midpoint is revealed, the two ends of the spectrum, which are combined in the middle, are also revealed. The Yira and the Ahava, or the Malchut and the Keter. Okay? And so let's see how this is explained experientially here. He says that this is what's revealed on the day of the coronation of the king. This is the way, the manner of the king on the day of his coronation. That he's wearing these garments of splendor, the royal garments of the king. At that time, there's this great fear that descends upon everyone, and everyone is frightened and terrified in the presence of the king because of his might and his greatness that is being revealed. And at the same time, on that day, the revelation of his splendor, right, that is revealed on the coronation, the day of the king, אחר כך מגלה המלך רצונו לכל אחד ואחד ומחלק ונותן מתנות לכל אחד ואחד לפי כבודו, כפי רצון המלך ואהבתו שיש לו לכל אחד ואחד, שזהו בחינת אהבה. And this was the tradition, and it's documented in many history books, that the day of the coronation of the king, the minhag was, the tradition was, that the king would then show his love to all of his subjects, and anyone that had any request would come and ask the king, and he would give them whatever they requested on that day. And so he would show his ratzon, his acceptance, his agreement with all of his subjects, and his love to all of his subjects on this day of the coronation of the king. And so in the same way, when the Sadiq reveals the pride of Hashem, the pride of the king, and we said that the pride of the king is in his subjects, because there is no king without his subjects, and melech belo am. And so by revealing the pride of the king with his subjects, you are revealing the royalty, the kingship of the king, which is basically, essentially, that's the coronation day of the king. At that time, there's also a revelation of the awe of the king, just like on the coronation day, everyone is in awe and fear of the glory, the splendor of the king that's being revealed. And at the same time, on the other side, on the chesed side, the king is showing love and agreement to all of his subjects. And so all of this is happening when the tiferet of the king is revealed, as the tzaddik reveals the pride that Hashem is priding himself with each individual in the Jewish people. וכמו שעל ידי התגלות ההתפארות שמגלין הצדיקים שמתפאר השם יתברך עם ישראל, על ידי זה הם מגלין הרצונות של השם יתברך שיש בכל דבר ודבר כנ"ל, כן ביום גנוסיה דמלכה, שאז הוא התגלות ההתפארות, אזי הוא התגלות רצונו יתברך, כי אחר כך הוא מגלה רצונו לכל אחד ואחד, ונותן להם מתנות, ומרומם קרנם לכל אחד ואחד כפי רצונו. And so just as when the tzaddikim reveal and bring to awareness and bring to our attention the tremendous pride that Hashem is priding himself, feeling pleasure and enjoyment with Am Yisrael, with his subjects, through which it is revealed at the same time the purpose that Hashem has for every part of the universe, every part of the world, every detail, and every individual, in every moment. In the same way, that day that the revelation of the king's splendor, of the kingship of the king is revealed, the coronation day of the king, in the same time, there's a revelation of his ratzon, the ratzon of the king that he has to each one of us. And so the ratzon of the king to each one of us, okay, is actually the pride that the king has with each one of us. Okay, so the ratzon that the king has is the purpose that the king has, that Hashem has for creating the world, and for creating each individual in every detail, specifically in the world. And that is corresponding to, that's parallel, that's exactly what in the mashal, it's compared to on the day of the coronation of the king, when his kingship, his royalty is revealed, and his ratzon, his agreement and his love for each one of his subjects is revealed. What's that compared to here in the context of Hashem? It's compared to the fact that when Hashem's pride with each one of us is revealed, which is the coronation day of the king, at the same time, the ratzon of the king for every part of creation, for every individual, and for every specific detail in the world is revealed. And just like in that mashal, just like in the parable, we said that the king gives presents and he shows his love and he lifts up all of his subjects. Okay, and so that's the creation of all of the parts of the world, all the parts in the universe, the purpose for them to be created. And the king is giving them existence. There's no greater present than that. So that's the revelation of the love aspect. At the beginning, when the pride of the king was revealed, the splendor of the king and the kingship of the king was revealed, so his awe, the fear of the king fell upon everyone. But then when they see that the king is showing his love to each one of his subjects, and he's lifting them up, and he's giving them all their wishes, and whatever needs that they may have, and what's called showing them shining, radiating, ratzon, his agreement with each one of his subjects. So then everyone comes closer to the king, and everyone serves him with love and with passion, and with great desire, and with great enjoyment and with great pleasantness, which is the energy of loving Hashem. Perush. And so now he explains this a little bit farther, a little bit clearer. כמו שעל ידי ההתפארות של השם יתברך מתפאר עם ישראל, על ידי זה היו כל הרצונות של הבריאה כנ"ל, כמו כן, על ידי היראה שנעשה מהתגלות ההתפארות הזאת כנ"ל, על ידי זה נתגלה אחר כך הרצון שמתרצה המלך אחר כך לכל אחד ואחד ומקרבם ברצונו. So just as the pride that Hashem has with each one of Am Yisrael, with each individual in the Jewish people, when that is revealed, so then the purpose and the reason why Hashem has for each aspect, each part in the world is also revealed at the same time. And Hashem's, why each thing in the world is in alignment with Hashem's intention, that's revealed. That's called the ritzonot of the Bria is revealed. The ratzon of Hashem for in general and specifically for the Bria is revealed. So then, this means that in the same way, when the awe the yira, the awe and the fear, which is revealed when that pride of the king, the pride of Hashem is revealed, when that awe is revealed, and then after that awe is revealed from the pride, the ratzon of the king is revealed, that he shows his love and his agreement with each one of his subjects. So that ratzon brings about the revelation of the love. And so basically this formula is a formula of the pride of the king that the tzaddik is revealing, the pride of Hashem in each individual in Am Yisrael, which is Tiferet, the yira, the awe of the king that's revealed at that time, because when the subjects of the king are revealed, so then the kingship of the king is revealed, and that's the yira, the awe. And on that, when that yira is revealed, so then the ahava is revealed. So the way it's working now is that the tiferet comes first, the tiferet is revealed first, and once the tiferet is revealed, first comes the revelation of the next step in the formula is that the tiferet being revealed, the pride of the king being revealed, leads to the awe of the king being revealed, being experienced by everyone, and experienced by all of the subjects. And the next step is that yira, that awe of the king that's revealed, leads to the experience of love, because that yira, that the coronation day, when the kingship of the king is shown and celebrated by everyone, so then the king gives all of his subjects all of their desires and all of their needs, and he shows them his love to them, his agreement with each one of his subjects. And so that's the next aspect, the aspect of love that's revealed. So that's the formula in short. Up until now, the tiferet leading to the yira, and the yira leading to the ahava. Right? נמצא שזהו בחינת אהבה, נמצא שיראה ואהבה נמשכים על ידי הצדיק, שמגלה ההתפארות, שעל ידי זה מוצא כל הרצונות שהיה להשם יתברך בכל הבריאה כנ"ל, שעל ידי זה נעשה יראה ואהבה. So how does it work? The tzaddik reveals the pride of the king, the pride of Hashem, and the pride of Hashem reveals the ratzon, the purpose that Hashem has with each one of the subjects in creation, in the universe, in the world, each person, place, and thing. And when that's revealed, the subjects are revealed. So that's the coronation day, the kingship of the king that's revealed, and that reveals the yira, and that reveals the ahava. So basically the tiferet. So let's break it down even more. Tiferet leads to the ratzon, the ritzonot, which is revealed. The pride of the king that's revealed leads to recognizing the purpose that Hashem has with all of it, for all of his subjects, for all of creation, for the whole world. And when those two aspects, when that's revealed, then that's the coronation day, the celebration of the kingship of the king, because there's no king without his subjects, and that leads to the revelation of yira, the awe, and that yira leads to the revelation of the ahava. That ratzon, or that coronation day, leads to the yira and the ahava. The yira and the ahava are both revealed from the coronation day, from the revelation of the kingship of the king, which is celebrated on the coronation day. Okay, and we'll continue B'ezrat Hashem tomorrow in this next piece here.